Turn it up, it's the pancake and power slam. Turn it up, it's the pancake and power slam. Turn it up, it's the pancake and power slam show. Turn it up, it's the pancake and power slam. Turn it up, it's the pancake and power slam. Turn it up, it's the pancake and power slam show. Turn it up.
There we go. What's up, everybody? What is going on? There we go. All right. Let's get some music popping over here. What y'all feeling? How about this one? Come on in, y'all. Unfortunately, I'm not feeling well today. Couple days ago, man, like yesterday, actually, it was pretty recent. I just started to get this daggone sickness again, man. I just came from not feeling well because I was on a cruise and had the ear up, and that jacked me up. And it jacked me up, bro. Unfortunately. But see what I think about this. Come on in. There we go. So I ended up not feeling very well because the air was low and it was muggy. So I had to turn the air up and ended up getting a really bad sore throat, man. So I was able to get better with that. And then, man, it came back on me. I got all the cool medication and all that jazz, and all of a sudden, boom, it came back on me like yesterday. But I was hanging out with a friend on Friday. The perks for my friends are knowing that I'm a therapist, and so they just text me and they get some advice, and I talk to them and give them some not non-diagnosis, but of course they're not clients of mine, but give them some wisdom, some therapeutic wisdom. And so they pull on me, and I'm fine with that because I love them, and I am there for them. And so did that on Friday night, and yeah, so I ended up getting. It was cold though. It got real cold here in Ohio, and yeah, Friday was cold, man. So I was dressed for the afternoon, but not dressed for the evening. So, so yeah, man, I didn't have like just a t-shirt or something. I had like a short sleeve hoodie on, I think, and yeah, I think that's what got me, man. I think that's what got me because I was talking to my friend in the we got some food, some good food, but some really good food, by the way. It's barbecue. It's a barbecue joint. Oh, it was good. It was good. It was like the third time I've been there, but that was my first time there with that order. And I think I hit pay dirt on that order. It was really good, man. If I wasn't so health conscious as far as like maintaining a daily dose of salad and Greek yogurt, man, I would eat that like multiple times a week. I would because it was delicious. It was so good, man. And so, but that's definitely not something that I would eat. I would eat it, but should I eat it? No, I shouldn't eat it every day. It was like, oh, it was so good. Um, it was some loaded fries with beef brisket. I love beef brisket. It was some beef brisket. It was nice, and the flavor was incredible. Had a little bit of saltiness to it as far as the taste. It was smoky, very smoky taste to it, and they loaded that joker on some fries. It was like some cheese and like some fixings on there. Oh, it was so good, man. And I had some baked beans as well. Delicious, absolutely delicious. There was like some barbecue sauce, different flavors of barbecue sauce that I put on that joker. Oh man, it was well worth the cheat day, the cheat night. I was very, very impressed with it. And so we ended up talking, and yeah, so they closed at a certain time, and so we went outside and talked for a little bit more. It was good, great, good conversation. I'm a huge fan of having these types of conversations with men, because men, we do a terrible job to expressing the way that we should uh, healthily. We don't do a very good job at that. We're like these big knuckle dragging Neanderthals. And granted, I'm saying all this as a former as someone who used to do that. I am a former uh internalizer. And yeah, man, I've had a therapist for years now. So I expressed that, and I have conversations with good male friends. And so, yeah, I mean, like, man, men, we need to do better as a whole with that. And thankfully, man, I've had many of these conversations with people. And yeah, man, it's when people text me and I know that they know I'm there for them. They know that I'm an ear to hear, and I make myself available to men, to hey man, let's get some wings, let's talk this through, let's talk this out. I'm here for you. And I think men need to do a much better job having conversations with other fellas about just how they feel, and not internalize it so much. And so so that was good. It was well worth it. The problem is that I think that I ended up hitting my chest. Not emotionally, although I did hit it emotionally, because it was very, very good conversations that we had, but ended up hitting it physically too, because just yesterday, it was crazy. Just yesterday, I was fine. Like, things were getting better from the cough that I had from the cruise, And then all of a sudden yesterday, I just started to get very, it was yesterday. It was Monday. I was with clients and I woke up and I just felt like a grandpa who's been smoking for like 63 years. And he's sitting on his porch. He's 82 years old. He's telling people to get off his lawn. He's got like some shorts and like some tube socks that's like almost to his knees and some loafers with like a with a button down shirt. That's basically how I feel when it comes to this cough. And so so I've been dealing with this grandpa smoker's cough for a couple of days. And so still dealing with it. I have gotten better over the past couple of hours. Some home remedies for my family. They've helped me prepare myself for the show. And because I about 4 hours ago, it was bad, man. It was pretty bad. I was and my immune system was very weak too. And it got weaker because I still decided to work out. And I hate missing workouts. And I probably should have missed this one because after I go hard and intense every time I'm at the gym, and that's what I did. And I work out 5 days a week, and just like every other time I'm at the gym, I'm going hard. My adrenaline gets to rolling, and I'm doing it. I left that gym, bad call. It was a bad decision. I should have came home, and I should have rested. That's what I should have done. Because as soon as I had that those pores open going into that cold weather, man, I started coughing. So I started like heaving, and so it was bad. It got to the point. It got so bad that I felt like I was about to throw up, and it was really, 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 really bad. So but I am much better, much better, and I've got a cough drop in my head, in my mouth, and I'm all set. So no more just random ridiculous heaving coughs. And so thank you all for your support, and let's get to it, y'all. Let's get into this. Y'all ready for class? All right, let's class is in section, y'all. Let's I'll do this to my best of my ability. I'm pushing through. Like I always tell y'all, I do it for you, and that's what I'm doing. And we're gonna have a good time. All right, so class is in session, y'all. So here's the funny thing. The chats are away, and thank you all for influx of subs lately, man. It's been fantastic. I appreciate all your support. It's great. It's always great. Another influx of subs. I've received a really good influx of subs probably around this time last year, man. I got over like 500 subs in just a wave, man. And so people really enjoyed my psychology classes, and it calls people to sub. And so I just recently got another one recently, and so I thank you for that. Always, y'all know I'm very grateful for that. So thank you very much. So I actually had another class scheduled for today, and I had my notes, and I was ready to rock and roll, and we'll say that for next week. But I was like, you know what, man, I don't feel well, so I'm going to talk about something else that's less classy, which I don't like because I love. I mean, this is what causes me to be unique. This is what caused me to stand out stand out from other pro wrestling related podcasts. y'all know good and well I'll be stopping it to cough occasionally, so bear with me. Coughing's gotten better the past probably 30 minutes to an hour. But y'all know that I'm not the guy. I tell it like it is. I'm very direct, very matter of fact when it comes to my thoughts, period. I'm just a very direct person. All my friends know that too. I'm very direct. A lot of people come to me for advice because they know that I'll tell them the truth. And so I do the same with pro wrestling. And I'm not your run-of-the-mill, hey, that was a wonderful acai moonsault, on Raw. Wow, this is segment number 5 when Penta did an amazing, although I like Penta a lot, but although Penta did an amazing moonsault. Oh, man, that Canadian destroyer. Man, did you see that Canadian destroyer from the second rope? Whoa. That's not what I do. Man, I don't even like wrestling enough to get excited about that stuff. So I bring psychology into professional wrestling. I have a PhD in forensic psychology. I have a master's degree in psychology. So I am a master's degree and a PhD degree in psychology. And I think it's safe to say I also have a behavioral sciences, criminal justice master's degree. So when it comes to psychology and behavioral sciences, I have degrees on those fields and those disciplines. And so I was, when I started doing this stuff, I said, man, I love talking about psychology. And I've really enjoyed reviving P&P in that way. So I thought, you know what, man, I really don't feel like being classy today because of how I feel. I thoroughly enjoy giving y'all classes every week, but I was like, you know what, man, I don't really feel classy today because I don't feel well and I need to get some rest. But I was like, you know what, however, the talk of the town was the promo videos that WWE dropped over the past few days of people walking, and they showing footsteps, and of course you have to expect the type of crowd that you're posting these things to. You got to expect the type of reaction that you're going to get. Like, this isn't, and that's the thing, that's my thing with WWE. You got to expect the type of reaction that you're giving to the crowd, your target audience. Your target audience for these videos were the IWC. You're posting them on X. So guess what? X is the most notorious, toxic social media platform in all of social media platformery. I've even had a full class about the psychological dangers of Twitter. And so you're posting that on X. So good and well that you're not going to get a casual audience response. You're going to get an IWC response, and you're going to get all of these, whataboutisms. You're going to get all of these wishful thinkings. You're going to get all these fantasy bookings. You're going to get all of these concepts when it comes to giving a little and them making it a thing, like turning it into Mount Everest, and you just gave them a rock. That's the IWC. And like I always say, I should make a t-shirt about it. I know there's a bunch of artists and good people who are really, really good at printing and making t-shirts. I do my own graphics as well, so I could do it, and I have my own t-shirt company. Of course, this isn't a part of it, but I have my own t-shirt company. I could do it. I just don't have the time. So if you're listening to this show right now, I would definitely use my platforms to give you some love. I want a t-shirt that I coined this phrase I think earlier this year, maybe even last year, when I start reporting stuff, the IWC is going to IWC, and that still rings true. The IWC is going to IWC, and guess what? When WWE started posting those teasers, the IWC was IWCing. And what do they do? I mean, I've seen, it's so funny. I always say this. This is the reason why a lot of times I use, these social media platforms, particularly X, as, I mean, it's just fertile content for a psychology class. And that's the reason why I'm going to bring up comments about this. It's just easy. It's easy, fertile content to have these shows. And so as I'm on X, looking at the algorithms, and so of course, me being a pro wrestling pundit, pro wrestling is going to come up in my algorithms. So I'm hearing, I'm looking at quote tweets, and I'm looking at people comment about this stuff and all the theories that come with it. Oh, it's Chris Jericho. It's what other bizarre things did I hear? One of the biggest things was, there's the cowboy boots. It's Brock Lesnar, and it's going to be the Survivor Series team, which is the Brock Lesnar joining and aligning himself with the Vision. And as soon as we saw the hand with the with the Hall of Fame ring, people were like, "Oh, it is! There it is, right there. We're going to see the Vision with Brock Lesnar. What in the world? How is this going to happen?" So the Jericho theory and the Brock Lesnar with the Vision theory, and there were some other theories that I saw that were just bizarre. And what did it turn out to be? It turned out to be a WrestleMania 42 promo. I mean, that's essentially what we did. It was Triple H came out, and Paul Heyman was there with his very I don't even. It's like it's a devilish grin, but from a standpoint of like a super fan devilish grin type of feel that Paul Heyman does. And so he did that same thing with Triple H, and it was well produced, of course. I mean, WWE produces A1 production. I mean, content. WWE is head and shoulders above the rest when it comes to content level of production value. The amazing production value. This didn't disappoint. They don't miss when it comes to production. But it sent a firestorm of negative responses from fans. And I'm going to pull that up here in a moment. But I was like, you know what, man? I'm going to break this down. I'm going to break this down of why people feel misled. What's the psychology behind people feeling misled? Now, whether it was a right call or whether they should have been misled, I'm going to share that toward the end of my class. But at the same time, let me break down the psychology of why people feel misled, just generally. So, with that being said, feeling misled is linked to the term betrayal aversion. Now, this is a very interesting term, and it's a very important term. And I always say, like, this is legit. I always say, take notes, and people tell me that they take notes. So yeah, take notes, man. This is an actual class, as people know, and people constantly talk about how much they love the fact that I'm giving them psychology classes every single week. So yeah, take notes. So there's a term called betrayal aversion. Betrayal aversion. Okay. And it actually can result in brain activity correlated in the insula. So the insula is a very interesting part of the brain. So the insula is oftentimes poorly understood or even misunderstood from just a general understanding of what that is. So the insula is a part of your brain that's actually hidden in between your frontal lobe and your parietal lobe and your temporal lobe. And so when it comes to the insula, it's hidden under there, but it has a lot of functioning. It's interesting. A lot of those very small parts of your brain has like a huge level of functioning. And the insula is one of those parts of your brain that actually does a lot of processing. This with language processing, sensory processing. It does with auditory processing and decision making, and also it deals with self-awareness too. And including all that, it also deals with emotional processing. So with the insula, it deals with sadness, happiness. It deals with disgust, fear, and even sexual pleasures. And so think about that as far as the insula is concerned, INSULA. And so you have this betrayal aversion that's affecting your insula, and you're having this emotional processing when it comes to betrayal aversion. Now, what is betrayal aversion? So betrayal aversion is defined as the tendency for people to treat risk that is socially mediated, such as involving another person who might betray trust, more aversely than equivalent risk that arises from nature or non-social randomness. It's the extra cost imposed by the possibility that another person, instead of chance, might choose to harm you after you trust them. So basically, when it comes to betrayal aversion, one feels more betrayed by when they built this trust towards someone, and they and then, like, say for instance, if someone was going to give you money versus you losing money on gambling, and so you would trust, like, you would come back to the gambling, you would come back to the casino because you lost money. You could have lost a bunch of money. You could have lost $10,000, for instance. That deals with like operant conditioning as well, when it comes to like scheduling intervals and variable interval and variable ratio and things like that when it comes to casinos, which causes your brain to actually want to come back to those things because you're expecting a reward. And so that has to do with like scheduling intervals too when it comes to behavior reinforcement, which is a really interesting element when it comes to the brain and how we act and why we come back and are reinforced towards a thing. So but still, if you lost $10,000 at a casino, you'd be more prone to come back to the casino. The casino didn't necessarily violate your trust. And I mean, it should have, because you're going in with the risk of I could, and there's actually a higher probability that I will lose money, and even a lot of money when it comes to a casino. However, if I had someone who said, "Can I borrow $10,000?" and I gave them $10,000 and they didn't pay me back, then that has heavier weight. That's where betrayal aversion come in. I didn't feel betrayed by the dealer when I'm at a craps table, for instance, or if I'm playing poker at a table, at a casino table, and I lost a bunch of money. I put all my chips in, and I went all in, and I lost $10,000, for instance. But I definitely feel violated and betrayed if I loan someone $10 and they promise to pay me back, but they didn't pay me back. So that's how behavior aversion works, and so that ties in very closely to feeling misled. And so when it comes to feeling misled, which correlates with behavioral aversion, which correlates with the insula part of your brain, and so that actually deals with when trust is violated. So in this behavior, when this betrayal aversion process, it violates someone's trust. And when this trust is violated, it results into what's called behavior cost, betrayal cost. And betrayal costs start to outweigh levels of trustworthiness. And so basically the cost of the betrayal begins to, there we go. I'm rocking and rolling as much as I can without coffee. The betrayal cost start to outweigh the level of trustworthiness. And so that's the reason why it's easy for someone to experience like disinhibition and de-individualization because they feel like someone's betrayed them when they feel misled. And so because of that betrayal cost, they're more prone to, negatively comment, because in their mind, if they feel misled, you violated my trust that I built with you. And that's where the betrayal aversion comes in. And so it's like, okay, in this vein, you had one who put their trust in WWE, which the IWC does a lot, and the lofty, theoretical stuff that they come up with is oftentimes self-imposed. I mean, and that's I'll get to that here in a moment. It's often self-imposed, but because you've formulated this level of trust with the WWE, and because you're coming up with these theories, and literally the only thing that they did was post walking. They posted walking clips and never misled anybody. I mean, technically, the WWE never misled anybody in those clips. Now, was it as far as personally, would I have done that? No, I wouldn't have done that, honestly, when it comes to WWE social media. Because one, you know who your target audience is. When you're posting these things, you know that you're going to get the IWC to IWC, because that's what they're going to do. And that's what I know that you're looking at. I know someone, I know people there who are familiar with that process, and they look at the comments. Of course they do. And so they know that they're going to post it. They know that they're going to get a response. They know that they're going to reaction, and they know the people they're posting it to. And so was it worth it? Okay. I mean, no, not really, in my personal opinion. And all that for a WrestleMania 42 promo that is definitely not going to draw casual fans, because you know your audience when you're doing these promos, like you know it. So you're spending time and money to make these promos. Very nice one. It was very nice, by the way. But will that bring one casual fan to see WrestleMania 42? I highly, highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. So it's like, was it worth it? Like, is it even worth the hype? Like, is it even worth the hype for the promo? The people who are going to pay to watch WrestleMania 42, they had it in the bag, and they plan on doing it anyways. So I mean, it's not nothing to cause people intrigue, because the baseline of people that you have, which right now is about 2.5 million for Raw, and God only knows what the crapshoot that SmackDown rolls every week. I mean, 1.5 million. I mean, recently it was close to 1 million, and so nicely, I'll say, I'll give the benefit of the doubt, 1.5 million for SmackDown, 2.5 for Raw. So, you got 2.5 million fans, and with these numbers for WrestleMania, you're going to get who you're going to get. I mean, the hardcore audience is going to spend the money, and I've spent, and I had a whole class about ticket prices and things like that. So go back and check that out. So you're going to have the people who are going to buy tickets no matter what you do. I mean, you literally can say, hey guys, buy tickets and post it and post the site, and you'll have 55,000 people in a queue like they did with the John Cena, show. So that's going to happen. That John Cena show didn't need a, promo for it. WrestleMania 42 doesn't need a promo for it. It definitely doesn't need a promo for it. And so, was it misleading though? No, it wasn't misleading. Definitionally, no, it wasn't, because the WWE never said anything in correlation with those videos. They did not mislead anybody. The misleading and the betrayal aversion was self-inflicted by the IWC. But, ladies and gentlemen, what audience are we talking about here? We're talking about the IWC. So you are prepared to experience betrayal aversion. I was a victim of betrayal aversion because of having a list of positive reports and one report that I was told that wasn't that was inaccurate. That was just flat out inaccurate. And so this full list. Oh, I violate someone's trust. Oh, there's the floodgates. It's over with. Here comes the vitriolic comments and the DMs and the tags and the quote tweets and the toxicity and all of that. That's behavior of aversion to a T. And guess what? The WWE, they posted videos. They didn't tease anything. They didn't make any type of Jericho reference. Like, I saw one post said that was some type of distorted song, instrumental or something. I'm like, this is the reason why people need to be very careful in the type of trust that they build for people and things and entities. Like, when it comes to vetting, when it comes to trust, you need to vet yourself. That's the bottom line when it comes to that stuff. Vet your own self. Look inside yourself and say, am I so gullible because of the type of self-approval and affirmation that I'm looking for? And I'm putting myself and I talked about this stuff before in other classes. Am I putting myself so much into this thing, not doing my due diligence and looking internally and saying, why am I doing that? Why am I putting so much of my emotional energy in a daggone series of walking promo vignettes? Like, let's step out the wrestling bubble for a moment. I know it could be hard to people in the IWC, but let's step out of the wrestling bubble in the moment and just come to reality. Come on back. Come on back to reality. The reality of the matter is there was a series of walking vignettes that led to WrestleMania 42 promo. All right. Could you be disappointed in that? Yes, absolutely. Could you have wanted it to be something different? Yep. Absolutely, 100%. Should that lead to a a high level of betrayal, aversion, that you're posting vitriolic comments because you weren't happy with what the outcome was? No, that's where the petulant, emotional states that come with way too many of these wrestling fans, that's when that comes in. Could I have been, disappointed? Yeah, sure. Why did I do all that for that? People would have bought WrestleMania 42 tickets anyways. All right, now we're gone. Going back to the hedonic treadmill that we talked about before. So again, if my hedonic treadmill is high, I'm going to look at that and I'm like, why did I do that? That don't make sense. All right, moving on. That's onward and upward. That was something that didn't necessarily, make sense to me. But if my hedonic treadmill was high, it's not going to have any effect on me. But if my hedonic treadmill is low, it's going to have a severe level of impact on my life. Nothing about pro wrestling should have a severe impact on anyone's life, by the way. I mean, let's pause for a second and go to this little side note here. Like, once you get to a point of losing your crap for a series of promos that didn't meet your requirements, as if your requirements matter, we got a big psychological problem here. And this is from a standpoint of adults. Like, we're not talking about children here, because how their prefrontal cortex works, they're going to think irrationally. That's a child. That's psychology proper when it comes to Piaget and Freudian psychodynamic, concepts, and more Anna than Sigmund. But any Erickson, like any type of life stage, lifespan development psychologists, they're going to tell you this type of mentality. I mean, like that's par for the course when it comes to these particular things. Object relations, of course, when it comes to those concepts, Klein and others. But yeah, I mean, very, very common stuff. This is normal. But when it comes to adults, though, their videos, promos didn't give you what you wanted. Those with the high hedonic adaptation, I didn't want that. Time to move on. But just like the class today, when someone feels misled, there's the behavioral aversion. There's the behavioral, there's the betrayal aversion, and there's the betrayal costs that outweighs the level of trustworthiness, even if it's unsubstantiated. And oftentimes when it comes to this IWC culture, those betrayal costs are unsubstantiated. Like, why did someone betray? How were you betrayed? The WWE didn't give you what you wanted. Okay. I mean, like, would you consider that betrayal? Like, is that a high betrayal cost? Well, I mean, if you look at comment sections on YouTube and Twitter, yes, the answer is yes. And therein lies the problem. Therein lies the problem. So my clinical analysis when it comes to this concept of betrayal, aversion, feeling misled. Is, listen, adult pro wrestling fan, calm down. the WWE didn't give you what you wanted in this space, in this situation. I mean, hey, if you're disappointed, you can show that. I mean, you can talk about that, or you can express that from a adult, like, emotionally stable, high EQ, high hedonic treadmill point of view. But unfortunately, the data shows when it comes to a lot of this IWC, it's low EQ, low hedonic treadmill, and low emotional regulation. And you see that in those comments. And so my honest clinical challenge to a lot of these pro wrestling fans is, y'all, you didn't get what you want. It's gonna be all right, man. It's gonna be all right. All right. With that being said, let us go to these comments before we get to the questions here. Bring up this the promo, and I haven't looked at these yet. So again, this is a PG show, but I can't control what someone says on Twitter, and it's not really PG friendly when it comes to Twitter. But of course, like I said, it's always a case study when it comes to Twitter. All right, let's bring this up. The all right, let's see. Hold on. Here we go. Here we go. I'm not going to show the whole thing, but I'm definitely going to show the comments for this tweet. All right. All right, here we go. This is going to be fun, as always. And I posted it on my page too. See if I got any comments. I'm going to go to that as well. Right. Now we got to do that. We got to do that. We got to do this. We got to do this. Excuse me. And that. Let's do this one. Here we go. All right, here we go. What do we got? We got AI Brock. That is funny, by the way. What else we got? We got honestly was waiting for someone to go through the table. Okay, interesting. We got someone saying this could have been an email, by the way. I mean, yeah, there's fair assessment when it comes to that. Yeah, I mean, like I said, definitely shouldn't have been. I don't think it should have been this hyped, because that people were going to go to WrestleMania regardless. I'm so mad at myself. So here we go. I'm so mad at myself for falling for this WrestleMania 42 ad. I should have just listened to everyone who kept warning me, but this was a dope WrestleMania ad. And honestly, there are two guys in this ad that should be the main event for night 2 of the WWE Championship. Blue balls commercial. Yeah, that's the thing, man. That's that's their forbidden fruit effect when it comes to like, man, they told me I was told not to do it. I know it wasn't a good idea, but I want to do it anyways. And that's what you get. And they thought it was Jericho. See, that's the thing. I knew that was going to have that. I knew that was going to be a thing. The people announcing, people saying that they thought it was Jericho. All them cryptic teasers with some defeat for WrestleMania package, y'all have lost it. See, again, that's the type of that's the type of comments that I'm expecting. People keep saying AI Brock. That is interesting. I wonder if it was AI Brock. I need to send some tweets and see. I mean, some text and say, was that AI Brock? WWE dropping all these teasers recently just for it to be an ad is a bigger boss than Ultimate Dragon's entrance at WrestleMania 20. Interesting. Understand business is business, but with the products stale as of late, doing all these teasers just for this was a massive botch creatively. I mean, again, man, I do think that, like I said, it was unnecessary, but hey, man, that's people, again, man, people get misled. All that teasing for an ad. Yeah. So that, again, this is this is the normal. See, here we go. Misled. No Randy Orton. I'm starting to believe this is personal. Very interesting. It's always a funny thing when it comes to WrestleMania. See, this is another thing. This would actually, matter of fact, this is a dope flyer, by the way. Whoever made this. In Vaquer with Rhea's champ? No, I would do the other way around. Yeah, so guess what? If someone's, fantasy booking, which is fine, but if this match doesn't happen, then someone's going to be misled. So there you go. All right. Oh, here we go. We won LA Knight. Again, Betrayal version. A few Randy Orton ones. Where's Randy Orton? All right, that's very, very interesting. Let's see here. Let's get to comments on my all those shoe promos and chip promo for WrestleMania 42 combo tickets. So, yeah, that's a common thread. That's a common dissatisfaction when it comes to this situation here. So, yep, that is the norm. That's what I expected. That's what I expected. Let's see. As far as my comments, people, let's see here. Oh, there's a bunch of people sharing. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Thank you very, very much for your promotion. So, all right. Let us get into what the PNP Nation has to say. Thank y'all for sharing that post, by the way. All right. What we got, PNP Nation? All right, let me do this and we time to go. Of course, hashtag Ask Doc. Hashtag Ask Doc. And here we go. So I'm gonna do these questions, a few of them, and then we're gonna do Saturday's main event predictions on the Patreon and Q&A for any scoops or anything like that. All right. getting my aqua intake to help with my coffees. All right. Rollin, what's up? Bill Apter gave you some love, gave you a shout out on our last episode, by the way. What's up, Dr. Chris? I missed the last show of Unscripted. I think that the absence of Leads in the Raw threw me off. Yesterday, I felt like Friday SmackDown without Leads in the Raw. Yeah. There's another thing. Let me do my gimmick over here. There's one more little thing when it comes to Vince and I with Sportskeeda that I'm going to let my patrons know. So I'll fill y'all in there. But yeah, man, it was a proper send off with Bill Apter. Now that was actually my last live. Or let me let my Patreons know. Let me tell my Patreons. But yeah, always appreciate your support, Roland. So much so that Bill Apter gave you a shout out because he was expecting you there. So, People's Wrestling Channel thoughts of Mercedes Monet holding 12 titles. I've seen Vince is now working for JCW. Yes, he is. Did I know about that all along? What did I know? I'll let my patrons know. As far as Mercedes holding 12 titles, okay. Sure. All right. Elvis, after the show last week, mom had to go to the hospital. She's in the hospital. They found a bleed in her esophagus and stomach. At times, she's unable to keep anything down. Was as always, Elvis, you already know, man. I'm praying for you for sure. Huge prayers for health for your mother and for your strength and for your faith to increase in this situation and altogether. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, Danimal. What's up? Feel better? Thank you, man. Ooh, got a coffee. All right, there we go. What's up? Feel better? Get some rest. Side note, happy to see Riso show up at JCW. Honestly, best month of wrestling so far this year. I'm curious to see what he would do for the company. Yeah, he's it's interesting, man. I think it's a very, very interesting sequence as far as how that ended up in conversations that Vince and I had about the goings on with that. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I'm going to get some rest, man. I'm going to get some rest. I need it. It's another big thing, man, is that my workload has been just crazy. I mean, it's been absolutely crazy, and my counseling and psychology school stuff has been beating my butt lately because I've been having to do a bunch of curriculum stuff. I got man, I've just been doing so much work just with building that curriculum from scratch, doing curriculums from scratch, doing the lectures, grading dissertations, meeting with students. I've got some oral presentations to sit on. So, man, my schedule has been a lot, man. I'm a busy man, and so yeah, it's been crazy. And then, I'm gonna let my patrons know if they ask. Remind me about this. What my schedule looks like from now on, starting next week. So yeah, we that's going to be interesting. As far as PNP, matter of fact, programming note. I'm glad that I talking about this. Programming notes. PNP returns to its original night time. So I'm be doing PNP at 11 o'clock again Eastern time, so that'll give me some time to get to bed earlier, ladies and gentlemen. All right, like I said, I do it for you. I do it for you so much that I was willing to extend to change my PNP time by 40 minutes further into the night because I was doing unscripted. And now PNP is going back to 11 o'clock. And then, of course, I will still have the after party following, but I'm going to get my butt to bed earlier instead of nearly 2 o'clock in the morning. So that's the programming note. Be sure to note that either in your brains or on paper. But as far as Russo stuff, I'll let y'all know about that. Goldberg updates. Tony Khan. Any Goldberg updates? Yeah, Goldberg's going to be signing with you soon, isn't he? Nope. Don't even clip that because that was an absolute joke. Because we know about this IWC clip culture, and even if you do a joke, it would be clipped before you said that was a joke, and that's what's going to spread viral. So I don't know. As far as Goldberg updates, I haven't checked. Let's see here. Wild Dog seems to always get sick. Alpha better 50 day. Correct. So life-changing daily routines to prevent constant sickness. So I think because you are an avid fan of the show, you noticed that I get sick probably about once or twice a year. But when I get sick, though, it's just ugh. My immune system is actually really good. I used to get sick a lot more when I wasn't as healthy, like several times a year. This was, I know that I think it was earlier this year, but I was waiting for this though, because if you've noticed, I mean, you've been a fan of the show for a while, man. It's just change of weather, man. I get these seasonal stuff, especially I love the autumn. Autumn season is fantastic. I love the autumn season, football and all that. But yeah, man, I get these seasonal like allergies and sickness and all that stuff, man. Weather changes really affect me. And it doesn't matter because I do checkups and I've become like a connoisseur when it comes to supplements, healthy supplements. And so I take supplements, I take vitamins. Again, of course, I work out like a machine 5 days a week. I stay away from, added sugar. I don't even put sugar in my coffee. I stopped doing that a couple of years ago. I just don't add sugar to stuff. I don't do salt, like added salt. I get very high protein counts all the time. But man, I'm getting old, Zubair. From what I remember, I'm old enough to be your uncle. So, yeah, man, it's just my body has a way of fighting off sickness. I mean, coughing is a way to fight off sickness. Actually, that's why people cough. But yeah, my body just has a really odd thing. I mean, I get clean bills of health and all that stuff when I get checkups. I actually got one coming up here soon. And yeah, man, like I had a checkup a few months ago. My levels were great. But my body, as soon as I get that sore throat, that's the thing, y'all. I'm trying to tell you, it's weird because like I can have I don't get neurological stuff a lot and like just physical, just ailments. But man, as soon as that throat gets sore, it's like the gateway to hell. Like it's terrible, man. My body starts fighting it. I'll get like a sore throat for like 2 days or 3 days. Then my body starts fighting it for like 3 days, and my body gets really weak fighting it. And then I get this annoying grandpa cough trying to fight that stuff out of me. And I'll take cough relief medicine, mucus relief medicine, all those things, man. And it's just, I mean, I do the teas, I do the the concoctions when it comes to lemon juice and the cinnamon and the honey, and like I do honey shots and all that stuff, man, to get my system nice and right. But my sinuses and my chest is just so stubborn when it comes to sore throats, man. It's always been like that. It used to be worse because my body used to be used to be less immune. It would just pick up just stuff. It would be more prone to just pick up like sickness and stuff. But now I'll get that sore throat and it's a wrap, man. It was a wrap. Oh yeah, but this goes along with me. Come on. Well, I was ready for the group therapy session too, man. I was ready for that. Let's do that next week. Let's do that next week on the Patreon. But yeah, I just answered your question when it comes to sickness. Yeah. Yeah, I get sick a couple times a year. And oftentimes I notice that it's in the change of weather. Like I'll sleep in a tank top, and then because I was just fine. I was fine until halfway through my cruise. I mean, I wake up and I'm fine. I get headaches a lot because of my terrible back, and that affects it a lot too. Because as you know, and as people know, my immune system, my my cortisol levels are high. My stress levels are high. So because of my cortisol levels being so high because of my constant chronic back pain, that starts to fight with my immune system too, man. So it's just a constant struggle of constant back pain affecting cortisol, bumping up cortisol levels, becoming more susceptible to not being as so immune to fight off just sore throats and stuff like that. And then it's this constant struggle because, like I said, I stay herbal when it comes to all the healthy natural stuff, as far as, like I said, the teas and the lemon juice and the honey. I had a bunch of. I love honey. I had a few honey shots today. The cough drops, and I mean, just from a normal standpoint, like I said, supplements. I like supplements. I like good, healthy supplements, but still, I mean, this really got bad because I worked out. Like I was getting coughs, but then it's like cortisol levels, fighting that off, and then I'm working out, and that's also affecting lowering my immune system. It's bumping, like my adrenaline kicks in, and your adrenaline, it your adrenaline kicks in and combats with your cortisol levels. But then when you get that adrenaline dump, it's just because when I was at the gym, I was in. Like I was my adrenaline was pumping. I was lifting weights. I was doing sets. And as soon as I got in my truck, I started coughing like a grandpa, man. It was pretty bad. So it's crazy how your body works, man. It really does. James, what's up? Still say WWE dropped the ball by not making the Boogeyman a member of the Wyatt Six for at least one off-tag match. They use him to scare people. I don't see why not. I don't get WWE. That's the thing is with that, man, is the Boogeyman became more of a comedy act. I mean, that was the big thing. Yeah, I don't. There we go. I don't think that would have been a good fit. Yeah, you want them to be very serious. So, really did mislead me with this. Yeah, there you go. Wazantra, what's up? Thought you were getting emotional. I'm sorry. I hope you feel better. Oh, thank you. No, I wasn't getting emotional. Not feeling well, unfortunately. All right. Great. Thank you very much, Rollin. Very much. I have interviewed IRS. Yes. Ooh. All right. Great comments as always. Fun class. I'm talking a lot, so that's affecting my immune system. So I'm going to hop on the Patreon, and I'm going to, honor I'm going to give my patrons their money's worth, as I do every single week. We'll talk about Saturday night's main events, but I'm starting to notice some like chest saying, "Hey, you need to stop talking." So I'm gonna listen to my body, and let's head over to the Patreon. Next week we'll have a group session. It's always fun, man. We'll have that for sure. All right, come on in. Let's do some Saturday's main event predictions. As Rollins said, smash that like button on the way out. Absolutely. All right, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, patreon.com/pancakespowersales. Look, man, it's less than $1 a week. Even if you don't jump on for the Patreon, that's a perk that you have when it comes to that. I was the first one to report the Santos Escobar. I received a text actually on my way to my vacation, on my first day of my vacation. I received a text from one of my Scoops team telling me that Escobar was leaving WWE. So I know some good people within the business in many areas, and I received that text and I said, "Oh, it's my vacation, but I'm gonna report it." So that I did, but now there's discussions of him coming back, so that's always fun. But yeah, man, I'll I used to, one of the reasons why I was such an avid scoopster before, because I was using it as an avenue to make good money doing it. And like I said, I'm a businessman. That's what I do. I do business, and that's what I did. I was about the business, and I was like, you know what, man, I'm gonna form this and start sending feelers out and getting responses. I'm gonna make this a thing. And, hey, man, you win some, you lose some. Hit a bunch of home runs. So, hit a strikeout or two. That's okay. It happens, man. But I did it for you, and I do it for you. And I was able to make some make that a lucrative thing. It was mission accomplished. So I was able to do that successfully. And so I appreciate that. But at the same time, I don't do the feelers. I still get messages. I still get all kinds of DMs asking me for stuff, and people want to partner with me. Nice people, people want to partner with me. I'm like, man, I got way too much on my plate to be as intense as I was. That was a lot of time that I should spend doing that stuff, man. And people still owe me. There's, God has his way of timing. There are some people who show you their true colors when it comes to that stuff too. Timing is everything. So stay tuned and just timing is a crucial when it comes to that. But I've formed great relationships, and man, I still get text. And so I received a text from someone inside and gave me the Santos stuff, and I reported. So anytime I get that, I'll do that too. I'll report that on the Patreon. So join, you'll get that firsthand, and you also get, for supporting the show, man. Again, it's after 1 o'clock in the morning, and I started my day giving therapy to people in perilous situations throughout the entire day. All right. And I end with talking about wrestling and psychology. All right. I do it for you. All right. So that being said, enjoy week wrestling. God bless. And always remember, I do it for you. Have a good night, everybody. So long.